We are starting the day with a little muscle pump, a little instruction to work out with a deliberate purpose, and that is to flex rather than just go with the flow. My first guest this morning says when you hit the gym or your basement workout corner, we focus on muscle over momentum in order to get the most out of movement. Studio 5 fitness contributor Emily Nelson is here to coach us through. Cutest hair on you, by the way.
Well, we're going big hair.
I have to say what everyone's thinking. So now that that's past us, let's talk about this problem. Where do you see us going wrong here?
Yeah, so I think last season we focused a lot on breaking down the technique. We really focused on that. And so now as we're putting these exercises into play, I've talked to trainers all over. We're talking personal trainers, group fitness trainers, online trainers. And this happens so much is once people started getting into the movement, they let momentum take over. And we all do it. It's going to happen because, you know, the beat's driving us, or we've got too much weight, or we're just halfway doing something, and the momentum, instead of focusing on the actual muscles that are being worked. And so I wanted to have a conversation to refocus us, to remind us the little simple fix that we can do to let the muscle supersede the momentum that wants to take over, because it's natural.
Muscle over momentum.
Yes.
And I love that you emphasize it is natural. Like you're going to want to go with the music or go with the group fitness class or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But you're kind of reining us in and saying let the muscles lead.
Yes. And that also means throwing the ego away, because when you want to do, we're going to talk about this, less weight or lessen the lever, which we're going to get into, that really comes into play because we want to go heavier. We want to do the things, but it's not doing what we want it to do.
This takes discipline. This takes like conscious awareness of
the body.
We're going to go through some exercises, and you say these are common exercises where this problem manifests itself, where we get momentous and we don't let the muscle lead.
Yes, or we stop things short. So that's another thing, is like because of the beat, we stop things short. So the
is
first
momentous a word? Because that just came out really naturally and it felt good. So, okay, all right.
It's a momentous occasion when we're talking about it. Okay, so we're going to start with a lunge. So the biggest thing we see with a lunge is people just start, you know, kind of lunging. But what we want, that was a hop, like just kind of, we'd never go fully down. So we want to make sure the biggest thing is our heel is lifted in the back, perfect, and the weight is in the ball of that foot, and we have even weight distribution. So unless they physically say we're going to be more weight in the front, you want even weight distribution, and then from there you want to go all the way down, obviously with what allows with your body, but you want to go as low as you can go. Do you feel when you go almost to your knee touching, when you pull up, you are working your hamstring, your calf, your quad,
and the control it takes to go down.
Yeah, so
as far as your
notice, have you ever done lunges? We're doing this, right? This halfway. You can still do that faster, but when you go to that extra mile all the way down, I'm feeling it so much more. So much more. So that's one movement that we see a lot being cut short.
Okay. So take it slow. Like you said, you go out the window.
Yes.
Go slower than the music even.
Absolutely.
Or go slow.
If you feel like you're like, I don't want to go that, I want to actually go all the way down. And because of this segment today in one of my classes, I was making them go knee down, and I was like, I'm dying right now. Like, it really is so much better.
You're
so
taking your own medicine for us. Okay, what's next?
Okay, we're going to move to the chair. So we're going to do a tricep dip. So this is what we talk about in lessening the lever. So we're going to place the palm of our hands on the edge of the chair, fingers hanging off the front. And you want to squeeze your elbows together. Now, what we see is a lot of times people start working out and they see people or the trainer put their legs out. When the longer the lever, the harder it's going to be. So if we're trying to focus on the actual tricep at hand, bring your hips closer to your chair, and then lessen the lever, squeeze your elbows together, and then drop it all the way down and all the way up, squeezing those elbows together. Now what happens is, for me, I want to take it out. Guess what? I can only go halfway, or I can't get back up.
Can't go all the way down.
And so what we want to do is, it's okay to lessen that lever, because then I'm getting really the workout out of the actual tricep.
Lessen the lever.
Lessen the lever. Now, once we do this a lot, we can extend the lever and still be able to go all the way down. Maybe not right now, because my triceps are not the strongest part of my body.
Elbows together, again, concentrating on that muscle changes the move.
And letting those hands kind of dangle off, putting the weight through the palms. We're going to be sore tomorrow.
Do I look stronger?
I do.
Okay, I feel stronger. Yeah.
Because I will say, my triceps are not my strongest part of my body, okay? That's my quads or whatever. And so I always pull my legs in, and I'm just like, that's what I'm going to do, because I actually want to work my triceps and not be like, not be able to get off the ground. Okay, so we are gonna loop in a lot of things for our next exercise. We could go by one, but we're gonna talk about upper body exercises, because this is where we see momentum take over if weights are too heavy or if we get too into it. So we're gonna start with the bicep curl. Now the biggest thing to focus on is put a little bend in your knees, okay? So you have somewhere to come from. And then what you wanna do is make sure your chin's not jutting, get your chin back, and then focus on the actual muscle. So the reason why we see momentum a lot is because if our weights are too heavy,
we're swinging.
we see this.
We're swinging.
Yes, so we wanna really take out the swing, and this comes to awareness of yourself and what you can do. So for me, I'm like, okay, I could probably go heavier on my bicep. But if we were to go to a lateral raise, this is another one where I see people
just working it.
Or even an upright row, right? You're doing.
Careful, watch your teeth.
Watch your teeth. So this is where we really have to watch it. Elbows come up. We wanna see that wingspan out of the corner of our eye. And we know, okay, say that's too much. I'm gonna go one at a time, even. To really squeeze, we're thinking about that shoulder. Core is tight, a little bend in the legs. And that same thing. Another thing, we're talking upper body move. It's a lot of this. I see this at the gym. Maybe on your last rep and you're just like, I gotta get one more, that's okay. But for the majority, you should be squeezing all the way up, all the way down. Slightly in front of you, using that core. If at any point, the rule of thumb instead of lever is one less lever.
One less.
One less lever.
Lessen the lever.
Or absolutely no weights. There's something to be said
about just muscle
about
control.
Resisting. When you're focusing on a muscle, it means so much.
Do you find, because some of this is just muscle memory, like you do this all the time so your body knows where to go, but do you find even you sometimes have to pause and think about it?
Absolutely.
And re-engage?
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. Like I totally will just be like swinging around. It's like, okay, when I think about it, and I found sometimes I will go lesser weight to focus on the muscle and I will be more sore because I'm actually focusing on rather than just trying to get up some big weight that's kind of throwing my body out of whack.
So it's engaging another muscle, the brain. You're thinking about it.
Yes, you should be thinking about it the whole time. All right, so our next one is a deadlift, which I'm gonna have us just do without weights.
Oh, sorry, I just
kicked.
already.
No, I was punning on it. So a deadlift, what we see a lot is people just either go like barely down, they're just kind of going like this, or they just drop, right?
The drop flop.
It's a drop. So with a deadlift, what we want to do is you want to push your hips to the back of the room. Flat back. I don't want to see you drop your head and I don't want to see you arch your head. So flat back and almost like you're taking the front of your hands and you're going to take them down all the way down, squeezing, pushing the booty to the back, past to your shins. Do you feel the difference than if you stop at your knees? And then as you come up, you want to squeeze your glutes at the top. So it's about really keeping your hands close to your body, whether you have weights or not. Going all the way down rather than stopping. A lot of times we see this.
Fast.
Up. No. We want to go all the way down and then all the way up. This is a workout move that you do not want to rush because the hamstrings, they're sensitive little suckers.
Baby those.
I mean, I'll be honest, I do one deadlift, my hamstrings, the next day I'm like this. But you do not want to pull a hamstring, so always err on the side of slowing down, but making sure you are going all the way down and focusing. What am I working? Know ahead of time. Educate yourself to know what moves are working what muscle. And then your mind is the most powerful tool you have to motivate you, to focus, and to do what's right.
Muscle over momentum.
Yep, that's what's gonna be ringing in your head.
Let's do what's right.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I like you. Where can people connect with you online?
Yep, I'm High Fitness Emily. Come party with me over there.
We
have a good time.
All right, thanks so much, Em.